Meantime, we're going to carry on this discussion about what happened today with Joshua Kelly. He's an assistant professor of geosciences and environment at Cal State Los Angeles. Dr. Kelly, thank you so much for being with us, really on a moment's notice. Why did this happen today? What caused today's sudden cliff collapse?
Yeah, so there's a couple of causes that could have been triggering this rockfall event. What sort of my mind goes to immediately is the recent rains that we had. Those cliff sides, those coastal cliffs are primarily mudstone, shale, really fine-grained, weak rock. And so with rain, that rock gets even weaker. And so as you see in this video here, these are pretty steep vertical faces. And so they're very susceptible to failing due to gravity. And so if you add water to this rock, it's being pulled on by gravity. It's pretty susceptible to failing. And so in addition to that, there's often undercutting of that cliff at the base there, where the waves run up against the beach, run up against the cliff. If you have undercutting of that cliff, that's going to make the rest of that slope above it fairly unstable. But if I had to pick a cause, I would lean towards the recent rains that we had.
So as we looked at that visual there, quite something to see. Rat Beach closed right now. Apparently no evacuations of the homes above there in Palos Verdes estates. But what is your concern tonight? And we have more rain coming.
Yeah, I mean, those houses are pretty far set back, and the volume of that rockfall wasn't significant. It's kind of hard to speculate without actually going in and doing a geological assessment. But, you know, more rains are just going to get trapped within that rock, make it weaker. With the winter season coming in, that's when we have our stronger storms, higher wave heights. Higher wave heights leads to more wave erosion at the base of that cliff. So those two things, sort of the rain coming from above, soaking the cliff, and then it get eroding from the base. If that happens throughout the winter season, it absolutely is possible that more of these failures can happen.
Okay, because that was going to be my follow-up. I mean, we're talking about a whole coastal community of cliffs here. So what we saw today could very well happen at any given moment of time.
Yeah, and it's often, as you saw here, these rock falls are, you know, they're immediate events. They initiate and they're done within a matter of a few seconds because they're moving at the speed of gravity, you know, at 30 feet per second. And so it's almost impossible to predict when one of these are going to happen, just as it's impossible to predict when an earthquake is going to happen. So the best we can do is look at the geology, assess the geology, and figure out which locations are most susceptible to failing. And so looking specifically at regions that aren't really well vegetated, keeping slopes vegetated is a very great way of preventing these types of events from happening. But when your cliff is a near vertical face, this type of event is pretty hard to prevent.
Well, Dr. Joshua Kelly, we want to say thank you for your perspective, and you were telling us these are frequent things that do happen, so we wish everybody well on that. Thank you for your time. We're going to go back